It's a free community, so everything that I do in here is also in YouTube. I've thought about charging it for it a couple times for one reason, because it would give it a budget that I could then run ads. Because I have a marketing company, I'm very good at running ads. It's a free community, so everything that I and so that would be the only reason. But I've just decided just do it free. Like anything anybody needs, I'm here for you. So let's go ahead and start it off. We are live on YouTube, and this is this week's Mighty Meetup, a professional networking community and group and education. And we have lots of things that are going to get rolled out here in the coming months on side of our school platform that has been recently invested in by Alex Hermosi, one of the top marketing entrepreneur guys. He actually invested in School, SKOOL. And so I built a community on his platform. So it's kind of like Facebook, but there's like a education thing and a calendar and all this cool stuff in there. So if you're watching this on YouTube, watching the replay, whatever, you definitely want to go check out mightyprocessserver.com. It'll take you straight to the community and you can join it for free. All right. So my name is Mike Reed. I like to say I made my first 100 grand and actually learned about money as a process server. That was my first like, whoa, I'm actually not going to be poor like my parents were. And then I invested in different softwares and different businesses, and now it's going really well. And so this is my effort to give back and to connect with folks the way that I did in the past when I did PSD University and Process Server Daily podcast. So that's me. Let's go around the room and get to know everybody. How about let's start with Babette. Did I say that right? Wait. She's on a call. Oh.
Takes me a minute. Yes, I'm Babette Cochran. I own Wrap It Up, I'll Take It. Process serving. I've been doing this. I'm going in my sixth year. I'm a retired firefighter. I did that for 22 years in Florida. Um, I heard you talking about, a lot of times you don't like your first job, but I did. I picked my job, I picked my career, I picked this career. I guess I just have that adrenaline gene because you have to be a little crazy to be a process server these days. Um, I own my own business. I started that way. I had a wonderful person who trained me. And I have several others that when I have little issues, I go to them.
Very cool. Now you're very familiar. Like you said you're in Florida?
No, I'm in northern Georgia. I was a firefighter in Florida and we moved up here 12 years ago, and 6 years ago is when I started my business, and I'm the only process server around.
Did I meet you in at the Georgia Process Serving Conference?
Um, I
You
don't
just
go to
look
any
very
conference. I
familiar.
haven't been to a conference, but I do get
Oh,
my CEUs through
yeah.
GAPS. I
Yeah,
just went to
yes.
that, and I definitely network every time I'm there, and I meet wonderful people, and we
Yeah.
get each other work. So it's really nice.
That's so cool. Well, thank you for coming. I know it was probably a good 5 years ago I went to Georgia and taught basically I called it Mighty Automation. It's like marketing and like the three things I learned to like basically automate most of my business as a process server, get paid up front, not have to have a huge office staff because everything's automated, on the front end. And so I went and met was it Davy Keith, I think, and a few of those guys in Georgia, the president, and then they recorded my presentation. I think they were making money on it for a while. They were selling it. I saw for like $97 on their website or something like that for a while. But yeah, cool. Yeah, well, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Mr. Jeff.
Oh, was that me?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, sorry. Did you
Kuto.
say me, Mike? Sorry.
Yeah. Introduce yourself, brother.
Okay, so Jeff Spar with Virginia Court Services Process Server in Richmond and Roanoke, Virginia, 30 miles east of Virginia Tech. And I just want to say process server business, private investigator, but I need 2 seconds to say thanks for your service, Babette, and your firefighting. And I got to congratulate Tim Brown for finally kicking me off the leaderboard because I've been up there for a long, long, long time. So he's a rising star out of Minnesota / Wisconsin, and he deserves a big shout out. So thank you.
Wow, Jeff. Wow, wow. Giving credit where credit's due. Very cool. See, I didn't even know this. I was out looking at all kinds of other things. So their leaderboard, let me see here. The last 7-day leaderboard is Tim Brown. Jeff sleeping on it, man. Hey, no, good job giving credit there. Yeah, what he's talking about, for those of you guys that are new, we have inside of the community, we have a leaderboard for basically it's just engagement. Like, how engaged are you inside the community? Like, are you are you are you responding to people's comments and stuff like that? And the easiest way to do it is to make a post. Anytime you see these little complete actions, you can click on it, you can comment, and it'll give you points basically. And what I've decided to do, and Jeff remind me, but I was giving away cash. All right, I was giving away some cash there for a couple weeks, and then I decided to instead get with whoever wins every week and go get them a new client via Zoom. And so I'll cold call your market as if I work for your company, and we'll get you a client. That's the one thing. Or just, hey, SEO, I'll help you. Even if you don't have a website with me, we can go over your website and make sure that your SEO is on point. And I basically just do an audit of your business. So whoever wins every 7 days. So we look at it at the meeting, and if you are up there, then you win. So Tim, you won. Congratulations, buddy. I don't think he's on here. Yeah, he's not on today. He was too busy active. He's probably creating posts and engaging in the community right now. uh, good stuff. Cherie, welcome. I want to introduce yourself since I mentioned you. She's connecting her audio. Okay. Can you hear me, Cherie? Wait, you're on mute, sweetie. There you go. Let's see.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes.
I had to, it still kept saying connecting on my Samsung. So I left that meeting and then got on this one on my iPhone.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
And now it's connected. So
welcome. Why don't you tell us a little bit about you?
I'm Cherie Chapman, and I own Mission Critical Process LLC in Granbury, Texas, and my son and I both serve together and just trying to get back to where I was pre working at the county clerk's office as a deputy clerk, and trying to get my everything in sync again, new branding and everything. So
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, Mission Critical. It's a cool name too. Well, welcome.
mhm.
All right, let's see here. We got Kathy.
I'm Kathy Broom. I'm with Process Servers of the Carolinas out of Charlotte, North Carolina. I cover both of North and South Carolina. I'm also a private investigator. Been doing this for about 15 years and just looking for new contacts and networking.
Well, welcome. Okay, now we have Adele.
So my name is Adele, and I am CEO of Easy Process Service and newly company of Rhino Justice. I've been process serving here in Houston for a year now. Trying to get gas right now so I can do some service.
Please don't blow up. You see those on some of the social media things where they're having like a super professional meeting and then someone gets kidnapped or different things. Jeff says, nice name on Rhino Justice. Yeah, nice. Great name. Love it. Yeah, I'm excited to see that company grow. That's cool. All right.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, and then we have Jackie. Jackie, would you like to introduce yourself? Hold on, I gotta unmute you. There you go. Ask to unmute. You're still muted. There you go.
How about that?
Yeah.
Jackie Williams, a Houston Civil Process, been in business since 2009, and just looking to increase my client base.
Well, that's strange.
What do you mean that's strange?
No, I'm just kidding. Welcome, welcome.
Um,
Well, it's because that's all I talk about, Jackie. That's why I said that, to be
Okay.
funny. I'm not that funny. I try to be. All right. So what you guys can do is you can actually type in the comments. You can type in your what I always say is tell us where you're from. Because even though we don't all love affiliate work, sometimes that's what you use to get started. And some affiliates like me will actually pay whatever it is you're saying. Usually, as long as it's within a certain range, my
Agreed.
yeah, my office people will pay it. Yeah, like we pay people 85 all day long, especially in California, 85, 90, because I'm charging 147, right? So that's kind of we have a good margin. So I usually won't ask people to come down unless it's one of our bigger contract clients, and in those cases we try to keep have a regular person that we use in that area. So yeah, inside the comments you could put your, I love that too, saving it like as a note, and then you could just every time we have a meeting you do that. And then what you guys can do is if you look at the three dots down there, if you're on your desktop, you can actually go down there, click on the three dots next to the chat where you would comment something, and you can hit save chat. And when the meeting's over, the chat will actually be saved as a file that you could then go and add them to your CRM and um, um, call them, put them in however you want to follow up with the people on the meeting. That's the best way to do it. So all right, well I think that's everybody so far, and we have everyone who's attended is on camera. Cool. That's cool. I love that. Did I miss any? I didn't miss anybody because the video moved around a little bit. Okay, cool. All right, so there's a couple things I want to talk about when it comes to things I have going on, like Mighty Locator. My developer's not quite ready. He's I pushed him. I said, let's be ready by today's Mighty Meetup. And he's like, you asked me to build a directory that's associated with the skip tracing platform last week, and you want me to be done by one? I said, yeah, what's wrong with that? And so so I don't think he's done, but I've told him that we're gonna start a directory. So I'll show you guys. So we'll get in there and play with it a little bit. But first, let's yeah, directory of professionals, right? So when you're inside there, we'll get into that in a sec. I'll show you in a sec. So first, let's open it up to the floor. What do you guys have? I have one more person coming on here that can introduce himself real quick. There we go. Tim, you want to introduce yourself? We just finished introduction, so you're right on time. Let me unmute you here. There you go.
My own investigation, process serving, and investigations for a couple
Yeah.
decades, and process serving only for about 5 or 6 years.
Okay, you've been serving for 5 or 6 years. I think we missed the first part, Tim, or I did.
Sorry, I'm kind of in a crummy area. Oh. Tim Brown, Central Point Investigations. I covered Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Minnesota and Wisconsin. Got it. Central Point. Yeah, definitely. You guys put your info in the chat when it's safe to do so. Welcome, Tim. Welcome, everybody. All right, let's get into it. So I want to open it up first. If you have a topic you want to cover, you guys, I want to get us in a habit. You can actually go down to where it has, well, if you're on desktop and it's full screen, you can click on raise hand like this. And that's probably the smoothest way of doing this. If you're on mobile, I think there's a way to do it as well. I have no idea. You can just go like this, I guess, if you're on mobile. And so if there's any topic and the things that I'm an expert in that I'm willing to help with, that I think is not just willing, but excited to help with, is marketing, sales, and company growth, growing your client list, like Jackie said. Right. She hit it right on the the nail right on the head. So I'm willing to help with that. But the thing that I wanted to point out is there's so many other people on here that have way more experience in different industries and in different things that I'm excited that they're here to also help with. So, okay, Kathy, what you got?
I was wondering if you could touch on CRM. Like, I've always wanted to have like my own CRM, but I don't know like what program to use. What's a good program for our industry?
Mhm.
So I was wondering if you might have some ideas about that.
So I'll touch on that, and then if anyone else has anything, I'd love to hear that that as well. But I'll start. So I have an addiction to trying new CRMs and softwares and spending money on them and then forgetting that I have them. So I'm actually specially poised to answer this question. Let me see if I can log into mine really quick. I was going to do this a couple weeks ago, but I got to tell you, the CRM that is the absolute best is the one that you use. And the
Mhm.
reason why, and I'll talk about a couple here in a second, but the reason why I say it like that is because so many people will sign up for a CRM and that they just won't use it. You know, they'll get in there and they'll think they got it figured out and then they just won't use it. Yeah, Google Sheets, Tim says, yeah, definitely. All right, this thing is making me jump through some hoops to log in here, but I want to show you this. So please verify that you wanted it. Okay. So Pipedrive. Pipedrive is a software that so let me take you down a road real quick. So Follow Up Boss is a real estate software, and it's okay. It's good. You can tag people. Is it an attorney? What zip code do they usually? Are they family law? Are they divorced? This is why I love Follow Up Boss, because it's cheap. Yes, it's real estate. It was made for real estate because I don't want to go down too far down a rabbit hole, but to answer your question, yes, you should have a CRM. And I had a whole argument with someone at PST. I shouldn't mention their name actually. Delete that.
Mike, I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
Blonde moment. What does CRM stand for? Because I'm lost at what a CRM is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what does it stand for?
Okay,
Customer
good.
Yeah,
retention
what does it stand for?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Thank you. Customer relation management tool is what it is.
I'm sorry.
Let me share my screen really quick. Now, if you have PST or Serve Manager or any of these, you probably think you have a CRM. You don't. You don't. Like
No, I
I
don't.
would love to say that you do, and I had a whole argument with them about it, but I'm like, does it remind you to follow up with your client and check in on them and just see how they're doing just because? No, it doesn't. Does it remind you to, does it do it for you? Does it have an automatic email that gets sent out? No, it doesn't, right? So does it have
Oh,
a way of filtering them and adding notes? Yes, some of them do, right? So let me share my screen really quick. I was hesitating to share because there's like some private info here. Let me see. Click on organizations, see if that's better. That's a little better. All right. So these are these are the company names, right? So if I click on people, it'll give me a whole list of people. But just the contacts, you can create these are my VA's names here. Let's see filter wise. Yeah, organizations. Let me see if I can click on people. You know what? If I have to delete the YouTube video, I will. It's not a big deal. Okay. So these are process servers. Okay. Let me see if I can click on a different label. Bum, 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 bum. So these are 64 people. So here, let's like cold attorney. So the reason why CRMs are so powerful, and I've talked about this before. What is this? Yeah, cold lead. So these are all attorneys. This guy's not an attorney.
okay.
I don't know why it has them right here. But these are all attorneys. And the reason why it says cold is because they don't know who I am from Adam. Right. And so if I wanted to call them, let's say I click on Lynn, a little echo here. See if that fixes it. If you're muted and you want to talk, feel free to unmute yourself. Okay. I think you guys can do that, but All right, let's see here. Just get rid of the echo. So you see here, this Lynn, my VAs contacted Lynn. Actually, I actually have some of them on right now. Let's see here. Where's my, there it is. There it is. Hey, Edge, can you come on? Just audio is fine. She might be feeding her baby. She just had a baby.
Yes, Mike.
Hey,
Good
Edge.
morning.
How you doing, Edge?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, everyone?
We're all hanging out here, learning about getting our new customers. So, uh, does this look familiar? Probably not. You probably lots and lots of people. But tell us what we have here with the notes. What is it? What does it mean when we put did we reach out to this person yet?
I don't think so. Maybe not, because there's no. I mean, it's not indicated in the notes yet. Because if we already reach out to that person, um, I'm gonna say already called, but reach voicemail or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Person created. Okay. So you're adding the person. So, but what generally what do you do here? Like if I wanted to call Robin, what would you do?
Just click the call
Mm-hmm.
and then, or like you can also click the number like below Robin Lynn Thornton name
Mm-hmm. Right
right
here.
there. Yes.
Yeah,
You can
sure.
click that one and then it will directly dial.
Mm-hmm. And what do you say to them when you call them? Like this would be an attorney, right? Not you don't have to go through the whole script, but just in general, what is the first thing you would add? What are you trying to find out from them? Do you remember?
Oh, if they are interested to that's an attorney, right?
Yeah, this was the attorney list. Yeah, this was a
Oh
while
yeah.
ago that I had you doing this. We put this on pause for right now, but yeah. Do you remember?
Yeah, if if it's okay for them if I could send an email with our VIP attorney discounts.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let yeah.
VIP attorney discounts. That's right. Yeah, good job. Yeah, that was because we had a local courthouse that was opening up a new e-filing division, making it mandatory to e-file in their local court. And so we pulled a whole list of all the attorneys from the state bar's website in Sacramento and started calling them and letting them know, hey, e-filing is coming, And but if you're going to call hundreds of people, thank you, Edge, appreciate you. You're amazing. If you're going to call hundreds of people, you need to be able to track them. So I don't want to make this a whole CRM training, even though it could definitely be a CRM training. What other questions do you have, Kathy or Adele or anybody?
For me, I'm just interested in finding out what is one of the better programs to use,
Yeah,
especially
so
one that's for our industry.
yeah, so there isn't one. I've heard of Rocket, and I haven't tried the Rocket one that somebody was talking about. You might look into that one if you want it specific to our industry, but keep in mind that CRMs, if it's not related to like doing the proof for you, then there is nothing. Like everything that I've tried when it comes to sales, is basically you want to have something that's for sales. So your CRM for doing your running your business and tracking who owes you and doing the proof of service, that's your server software. In my opinion, they're like 70% of the way there to becoming a CRM anyway. I don't know why they don't do it. They even sometimes have emailing capability and they don't I don't know. They just don't understand sales and marketing and customer nurture and follow up. And so that's not going to happen. It'll never happen. It'll never happen where they create it. Everyone I talk to that's in the industry right now, they don't do it. So what do? You find a CRM that will allow you to set up campaigns. So what's cool about this, see, like here's campaigns. So what's cool about this, I'm not even using this with this tool, Pipedrive yet, but you can send email marketing campaigns using this. So I actually have a whole nother tool for this that I'll mention to you that that I'm building out right now. It's on High Level, and High Level is $97 a month. And I actually am building out a way to make it cheaper for you guys. It's only $20 cheaper, but it's essentially allows you to have a CRM built into it, automating your Google My Business messaging. I'm working on this to make it less expensive. I tried to go cheaper than this, but it's about $500 a month just to get it going, and I don't have anybody necessarily interested in it yet. So if somebody was interested in doing this, I would probably move forward and help set it up. But one of the tools, for example, that it has here is if somebody calls you and you don't answer, is the tool. There's a tool in this Business Boost where it'll automatically reply to you and reply to the person calling you saying, "Hey, sorry, we missed your call. Click here to order online." That would be so valuable. Like if I had that back in the day, so many people would just immediately go order on your website, right? Or leave a message or whatever link you want to send them. But that's something I'm working on right now. I haven't released it yet, but basically white label third party selling High Level, and High Level is like the best CRM, but it's expensive. I think right now Pipedrive I'm paying like I think I'm paying more for Pipedrive because I have the VAs all have their own logins, right? So they charge you per login, which High Level doesn't do that. So I pay like 150 for Pipedrive. But again, I have a software addiction, so just say it. That's what it is. Don't judge me. So contacts, but you need to have a place to keep your contacts and a way to be able to call them. So if you wanted my best recommendation on a software, just to like you can go sign up for right now and it'll work and have meet all of your needs, that would be the one. Also deals, like there's like a whole deals dashboard, which looks like it looks like Trello kind of, where it's basically a project management tool. I could go on for days about this, so I don't want to bore you guys, but having a CRM is super essential because if I email an attorney and I email them my rate sheet and I think I'm doing a great job and eventually they're going to call me, not necessarily. So you need to have something to remind you, call them again in 30 days, go by their office, add their address to Road Warrior, the app Road Warrior, and then you can route out. Once you have all the attorneys in Road Warrior, you can route it out. You can stop by there on your way to go do a serve. You can do like this is the things that I used to do. Sharit, you got your hand raised? Ask to unmute.
Yes. Oh, echo.
Yeah, let's see. There we go. How about now? You can go now, I think.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
My question is, how do I take all of my people that used to go, all of my clients that used to go to my old website to my new one?
Why were they going to your old website to order? Were they going to your website like your domain to order online from you?
They were going from my old website because I used to be called servedocs.net,
Oh, okay.
but
Yeah,
now I'm mission critical.
that's an easy fix, yeah. So what we want to do is we want to create a domain forward. We want to basically forward your domain. So you're gonna have a domain that is your website, the mission critical, right? But your old website, or as a matter of fact, any domain that you have that you want, that you're like, hey, I want to just buy this domain and forward it to my website. Like I have some real estate training programs, whatever. If I find a great domain like realestateagenttraining.com, I'm like, I'll buy it. I spent $300 on it. I'll probably never use it. I just forwarded it to mightymentor.com, which is my real estate training program, right? So whatever, like also for like 123 legal support, I have 123processserver.com, 123efile.com, 123, like anything 123 legal support, anything, I bought it. I own thousands of domains, and I just point them to whatever business they associate with. So Desi can help you with that for sure. She built your site, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she's great. She'll help you with that. If either that or I can help you too. Like basically you just go into where do you own your domain?
The Ionos, or I guess that's how you pronounce it, IONOS.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't used them. But yeah, there's something called the DNS records, and you just click on I want a forward domain. Yeah. And
Mhm.
then you just put in the domain that you're going to forward it to.
I
Okay.
have that one too, Sherry. That's what I started with, and I kind of built it myself, and it was a little hard, but I know nothing. So, do you have can they pay on your website? I haven't gotten that far yet. I've probably had it for 3 or 4 years, and I just haven't done anything with it.
Yes, they can pay on my new one. They couldn't on my old one.
Yeah, I upgraded to that, but I haven't done anything with it. I probably did that like 3 months ago. Okay.
But Babette, you said you built your own website, or did we build a website for you?
I did it on Inos, 1-in-1,
Oh, okay.
just
Okay, great. Yeah,
got through that.
we build the websites, and we actually have an online ordering form that she completely custom builds them for you. So if you need a new website or you want it upgraded, you want the online ordering, we could definitely help you with that.
Okay, I did have a question.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I don't think I own it. Could someone come underneath me and buy it?
The domain? What do you mean?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
my name, my domain.
you should own it. Like if you bought it on there, you can buy domains on there, right?
I don't know.
I think
I'm
so.
really clueless when it comes to stuff like this.
No, I think, well, I that's what we're here for. Like we literally build like 3, 4, 5,000 dollar websites for $500. So yeah, when you're ready, we'll take care of you. And then whenever you need something updated, you just email Desi. She's my business partner who designs them.
Okay.
She's pretty great. She's pretty great. Anybody who works with her is like, oh, she's amazing. And I'm like, she's not that great. Come on. I'm great too,
Is
I
this the
try to,
same Desi that works for PST?
yep, same one.
Okay,
Yeah.
she is awesome. I tried to get on PST and it was just too difficult, just too hard, but she was so nice to me. So I really appreciate her.
Yeah, and she understands. She understands that's their biggest issue with PST. Um, once you learn a couple things about PST, I did that 3 times, believe it or not. I tried PST um and then went back to whatever I was using. I think we're back now at PST, and I'm making the girls learn it. Edge and Mary, they're learning it. My assistants. So Cherie, your hand's still up. You got something else? No, nothing else. Okay. Yeah, CRMs. I love CRMs. The reason why I love CRMs is because my brain is not like some people think in the months, this week and that week, and oh, I have this appointment next week. If it ain't on the calendar, it don't happen for me. And so a CRM allows me to like use it, and the girls to use it too. Like they call, we have scripts, we've practiced over and over and over and over and over. And it's been like probably 6 months since she called the attorney scripts. I started doing it and teaching you guys and like helping. And then they started calling process servers to find rates because we realized that we actually didn't have as many servers in our system with rates that we thought we did. And so we did that for a while, and now there's plenty of work coming in for them to manage. And so we've kind of dialed that back, but we're going to get on it again. But I love Pipedrive for that. If you're just trying to get new attorneys to start sending you work and start filling your pipeline, it's one of the best ways to do it. If you're interested in the mighty marketing thing that I'm building out, it's not finished yet, but if you're interested in that, it'll basically be like Pipedrive. It'll solve all the same problems as Pipedrive. It'll be cheaper than Pipedrive, and it'll have actually more tools, allow people to call you. It'll text them if you don't answer, and get you reviews, Google reviews, which is one of the most important things So if that's something you're interested in, I'm going to test it out. I don't want anybody to, you know, feel burned or whatever. So like it definitely has to work for you. If it's something you want to do. All right. So any other questions or comments? And then I think I have my developer on here. Let's see. Oh, let's see. What's up, my friend? How are you?
Hey everyone, doing great.
Crushing it. Are we ready for an update or we need some more
Yeah,
time?
actually I have an update that I would like to share. So since we started the beta testing on the My Locator platform for the person search, we got a lot of feedback saying that unfortunately the data that we were getting back was not great. And we noticed that as well. And we spoke a lot with the data provider that we use. And we realized that we need to find some other solution, and we were exploring other solutions. And we actually switched the data provider. And I can say now that starting tomorrow, if you are one of our beta testers, you can go back into your account and try to do a search again, because now the data that we are getting back is much better. We have a lot more people returned. Like for every name, it looks like the database is several orders of magnitude is bigger than the previous one. And also almost for each person we are getting the data like phone numbers and the addresses, and it's much more it looks like a newer data, more fresh data, so it's just much better. So we will also refund all of the free searches that didn't return any results for the people who tried and didn't get any results. So you can go back and you will see all of that, your free searches balance refunded as well, so you can try again. And we hope that this data is much better because we tried it. I tested it with the I actually, because we track all of the searches that were unsuccessful by the beta testers, we can see which names didn't return any data. So I tried most of those names already, and we actually get pretty high quality data for those names. So that should be much better. And again, starting tomorrow, you can go back to your account and you'll see that new data popping up, and your pre-searches balance will be refunded.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that, you know, if you're a beta tester, you go and you get 10 free searches. But at some point you're like, okay, the data's not good. Was it really 10 free searches? So yeah, definitely going to refund those. And then two, we want to work on something where we're integrating. Did you have an update on the directory side, the hire a professional side?
Yeah. So one of the things that me and Mike discussed when we started this project is that we don't want this to be just one extra tool that you need to use to be successful in your career. We wanted to have a lot of different things that would help you, and also like not only get the data for the people, but also work with the different companies and people you're working with. So we are launching an additional tool, a service, which is a professionals directory, in which you will be able to register and add your listing, describing what kind of services you provide, what is your pricing, what is the region you're working at, and all of that kind of stuff. And it's we are just starting. We have some basic we will have that some basic functionalities will start working pretty soon. Probably most definitely you will be able to access it tomorrow the same way as you access the new data, and you will be able to go there and add your listing with all of the data, like what services you are providing, what's your pricing. Maybe you have different tiers of pricing, and also what regions are you working in, like the state, county, and the the idea is that in the future, this will be the the primary way for the people who want to work with you to get information about you and contact you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And our goal is always to make sure that the relationship that you have, that you can start a relationship directly with the attorney, that there's no, if there's a middleman, it's more of a software middleman, right? Like as soon as you're able to get contacted by the attorney and hired, it's your client, right? Like there's no managing. We're being very careful to make sure that's a part of this. And so, how am I going to make money? Well, there's different, why would you do this, Mike? You're not a saint, okay. It'll have a membership fee if you want to have a professional, you have to have the professional membership. The good news for you guys is professional membership is $19.95. And the good news for you guys is if you're a beta tester and you give us feedback, use all your skip traces, you compare it to another provider, and you give us that data, we're going to give you guys a first year free on the directory. So you're like, okay, but is this going to result into any business? That's a great question. All right. When we're marketing primarily to attorneys to use our skip tracing platform and legal service professionals overall, and real estate folks who own property management companies, because a big part of this is going to be real estate because we have a batch skip trace. Those of you guys that don't know, real estate folks are actually very much more attuned to skip tracing than process servers, believe it or not. They'll skip trace 10,000 people at a time so they can upload them. They want their phone numbers. They want to know who owns the address, what's their phone number, what's their name, so we can call them and try to buy their house. And I've spent lots of money paying for these types of skips. And, it could be anywhere from, $1 a skip, $3 a skip, depending on the provider, right? So you're going to be able to have the cheapest rate by being a professional. Those beta testers right here, right? Like if you sign up and you have this, Alesky's going to let me know who has an account, and we want to be on the same page, right? We want everybody who actually participates and gives us feedback on this. Like, I wish it had this, or why doesn't it have that? We're going to give you the free account. And my hope is that you'll get business from it as people are on here skip tracing. You're going to see over here on the right-hand side, hire a professional. And so somebody who's on this platform will be able to find you and hire you to skip trace and find the person they're looking for, and hopefully serve them, right? You make some money serving them, but you can also charge for skip tracing. You can say, hey, I do it, but it's $75. I have these other tools. You could talk about, oh, Mighty Locator is good, but it doesn't have socials, because we're not going to have socials. We're not going to have data bursts. And the reason why is because we don't want to have to have a site inspection. And that's the big issue that a lot of these have, is they're like, well, PIs want site and socials and data bursts. So there's something they have to jump through that hoop. We're not going to jump through that hoop. We're going to say, you don't get that. You'll know how old they are. You'll know their relatives, their next of kin, their previous addresses, places where they've worked, places they work now, whatever data we've decided. We talked actually recently about this, and we're just going to give you all the data we find, right? Instead of gating some data and you pay more to get more data. Especially if you're on the professional membership plan, you get all the data. Now, on the other side of this, there's going to be, and this will be the last thing I'll say on this, okay? I don't want to make this just all about Mighty Locator, but on the other side of this directory it's going to be a slow grow, but eventually this is going to be a huge thing. I might even call it mightyprocessservers.com and have it be a directory, because there's no directory that actually serves the market the way that it should. Like if you look in the attorney market, look at attorneys, look up attorneys, how many directories there are for attorneys that have like these beautiful landing pages, gives them all this data about the attorney, their cases won, all this stuff. You don't have that for process servers. You got ServeNow, you got maybe Naps, right? This is going to have one thing you guys may not like. I want to hear your feedback on this, is reviews. They're going to be able to give you a 5-star, 1-star. This is a problem we have in the industry, right? Is where servers don't pay, or servers don't give the proof on time, or they don't communicate status, it's going to be pretty transparent about how it is. And if the people drop below a certain star review, they'll just be removed from the directory, because I want this to just be the best place for people to be able to go and find servers. All right, that's my 2 cents, Alexi. Did you have anything else on it?
Just one thing. I see that there are questions about how to become a beta tester. So, Mike, if you can answer that. But other than that, I will just say that one thing is, just because we are introducing these changes today, as I said, you will be able to access them tomorrow. And today, by the end of the day, site might be in the maintenance mode, so it won't be available. So that's just one thing. But tomorrow, you can go there and try all of these things. And yeah, again, we appreciate every feedback, because as we got the feedback about the data, that it wasn't returning the actual data that you were looking for. We appreciate that it makes us become better. So yeah, any feedback, you can send it to Mike or post in the community. I read all of that, and I'll provide more responses in the community as well.
Perfect. Love that. Yeah, absolutely. So how do you become, do we tell you if we want to become? Yeah. So what you do is you go and create an account. So we actually see on the back end who has an account right now. We're not marketing this. So if you've created an account, we know you're in there. What is it, like 30 people in there now or something? 20 or 30?
Yeah, probably something like that.
Yeah. So just go create an account. Oh, can they do that now, or should they wait till tomorrow? Probably tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, tomorrow will be better.
Yeah. So yeah, if you haven't already, you can go create an account tomorrow, and it's just mightylocator.com. Go in there, make sure to upload all of your information, like your logo, your rates. It's going to have a spot where you can put your rates, how much you charge. There's a range. Okay. Don't be cheap. Like, put whatever your rates are. You're like, well, I don't want people to know my rates. This is a professional community. Put the lowest amount you're willing to accept in your backyard, and then you put how much you're willing to up to, and they're gonna have to call you either way, right? So, and then when it comes to other information, we might gate some of it in the beginning, because we don't want people to spam people, right? So like emails, we're probably gonna gate that, right, Alessi? I think we talked about that, meaning they can't just copy and paste it. They're going to have to hit the contact us form. And that's why, because people will scrape the data and they will spam people. That's just what people do. So, but other than that, once they call you or use a contact us form, then it'll be between you and them directly. Babette?
I think I already signed up, but I haven't done anything with it. I just opened it up. And
Okay.
I see dashboard, person, searches, archive, and listing directory.
Yeah.
Is that-
yeah. It's still in maintenance. He's still pushing some of the updates and stuff. So I would probably just wait till tomorrow. But if you have an account, then you're considered a beta tester. Basically, I'm gonna have a cutoff date, and at that date, those people will have a year membership.
Okay,
Whoever yeah.
so we should wait before we do anything like for testing okay.
Yeah, and then make sure you're inside the community, the Mighty Process Server community on school, because that's where we're taking the updates. So like if you just go mightyprocessserver.com, it'll take you there, but it's on the school platform. Is everybody in there? Does anyone have questions about that?
I think I am.
Yeah. That's where you want to go in and say, hey, I tried this, tried that, like, or whatever you want. Like my goal here is that this is going to eventually form into the best tool for process servers. I don't know if it'll end up being a server software. If there's a quick, easy way to do it and it'll just spit out your proofs, and we may do something like that, because I feel like it's a problem that they've overcomplicated. It's like, especially when you have a great developer, you can do a lot of things. So, Cherie, you had something?
Yes, I want to know how to keep these people from sending me emails telling me you're not ranking on Google. I've looked at your website. I mean, I am telling you, it's like it's
Mhm.
flooding in my emails, and I'm like, what are you doing to me?
It's just what they do. It's just, and honestly, it works because if you put your email on your website, they can just copy and
Yeah.
paste it.
Right.
This is why, by the way, this is why contact us forms were created, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of putting your email in there, you could put your just put a contact us form. It'll go to your email and you'll
Mm-hmm.
have their information and they will have emailed you, but they can't spam you or add you to a CRM.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the answer is take it off your website,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Take my email off of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I put mine on my website and I get lots of emails like that that I just ignore.
Yeah.
So if it
I
bothers
just
you,
delete them. I just delete
Mhm.
them, but
Yeah, if it bothers you, I would just take it off there and make sure there's a contact us form on there.
yeah, there
Um,
is.
yeah. Some attorneys, they want to email you, they're looking for that email and they want to copy and paste it. So that's why I leave it on there. But yeah, it's the same thing with people calling you and selling you stuff, right? If you use Ring Central and you have a phone tree where they have to press one first or two or three, I make it a different number than one because some of the automation tools will push one. It'll do a one tone so that it'll go forward to you, or zero. It'll try 0 and 1. But that's gating it so that these guys that are using tools like real estate tools, there's a lot of these tools I've used where you can call 3 people at the same time. Another tool I've used called um, it's called Call Tools is what it's called, and it'll call 7 or 8 people at the same time. And
Wow.
the first person to answer, it picks up the phone and it drops the rest of the calls. So if you've ever answered the phone and you hear like click, 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 and then it's like, that's why. Because if you would have answered before the other guy, then it would have went to you. And they've gotten even smarter now where there's like a pause. Please hold while we connect you. I'm like, I ain't holding. You called me. Like, what are you doing? It's almost guaranteed to be a salesperson or someone collecting, you know. So good questions, good feedback. Um, Alexi, we won't take any more of your time, sir. If you want to get back to the grindstone, I know you're pushing that boulder uphill. Thank you, sir. You're amazing. Yeah, he's doing a great job. Finding a great developer like that is difficult. Believe me. For years I've been hiring him, and he's been doing a great job. Great job. So eventually, my goal is to get some of the bigger skip tracing like Experian no one's ever done it before the way that I'm trying to do it. So if it works, it's going to be amazing. It's going to make me a lot of money. It's going to make everyone happy because they'll be able to skip trace someone from your phone and actually be great data. And one of the ideas that I had, just to get you guys' mind in in the place that I would love, is for like for example, you run a skip trace using the tool, and the tool, if you use it using the platform and you're logged into your login, then the report will come out with your logo, right? Because it's associated with your profile. So when you go to print the report, it won't say Mighty Locator and anything regarding me or my company. It'll say your logo, so you could print that report and basically sell the report. When you do a skip trace and you get paid for it, what do you really give them? What's really the product? You're like, well, I have this address. And that's the best way to do it because then you can take it piece by piece, right? But if they just pay for a skip trace and that's a service that you offer, this is going to be great because it's not going to include social security numbers and date of birth where you could potentially be liable, for giving out that data. It won't spit out what has been provided by a person or other databases. I don't know. Just depends. Like, we have a few different providers. The one that we just added on for testing purposes, it's a really good provider that you've heard of. We're just not allowed to say their name. And so I know it's going to be good data. Whether it has data that other people provide, I don't know. Jackie, you want to expound on that? And then we'll answer your other question too. Let's see. Unmute.
what I mean by that question is, if I provide, I go to the fair and I'm writing all these, I'm entering all these contests and all these giveaways and all of that. And I understand that that's a way that some of those businesses that sells the information gets the information, is because once that exhibitor at the fair has used it for whatever they want it, then they take whatever is left over, they sell it to company X, and company X then provides, divides it up or provides it or categorize it any way that they want to, and then they give it to you. Now, me as the fair goer, I'm only going to get, which is usually going to be the best information because it's brand new. But that's what I mean by,
Yeah.
if a person doesn't put down their place of employment, like you said it should have, then you wouldn't get the place of employment, especially from provider X that would be selling it
Yeah.
back to you. So in
Yeah.
terms of the skip tracing, aren't you only able to get what is given? And how does that, I mean, really and truly, how does that differentiate your product of skip tracing from anybody else that I might use?
Yeah. It doesn't
Because
like,
place of
yeah.
employment is extremely
Yeah.
important to me because I was a bill collector for 20 years. And so having that information is an automatic alternative to a place to serve a person.
Yeah. No, yeah, I would love to. So two things. So one thing is, when people provide that data, oftentimes the data that's being sold, the people who are buying that data, usually they're buying that data because they want the person who's at the fairgrounds, because they want to sell them something. Right. Hey, this
Okay.
person signed up for this thing. So most of the time when it's that niche, it's that specific, it's because it's a marketer who's paying for a list. Now, I would love to be able to somehow source that data on a national scale, but it's next to impossible. Like, there's a couple providers. ListSource is a big one that I love, that I, as a real estate agent, they pull from every, probably the biggest source of data. It's called ListSource. It's a little bit expensive, but they'll pull just the most random data you can imagine, and where someone entered their details. Where we get information is just to your point about how are we different. It's the same. If anything, it's worse. If you compare us to TLO, worse right now. For a while, it'll be worse, because TLO is directly connected to TransUnion, right? So, but our goal is that we won't necessarily be the best, most current active data that you're going to get. Let's say for for an address, we hope to get that. That's the goal. Like, otherwise, what are we doing, right? But then we're going to provide just so much extra data that they don't provide, like employment information and property appraisal information, stuff like that. Like, do they have a mortgage? Do they actually still live there? Do they rent it out? Are they absentee owners? So taking from the real estate stuff that I've learned and the different sources we have, along with the same stuff you'll get from a TLO, let's say, and then provide that in one report that you could then give to the customer. And then you could also use
And then they
that.
can extract whatever information they deem necessary for whatever they're going to use it for.
Right. And you'll still be legally compliant. You'll be legal compliant. Like, if you give away reports that have socials and date of birth on them of potentially children, relatives, other people, like, this is where you start to get in trouble. But if you just have addresses and phone numbers and names and maybe potential employers, you're going to be a lot better off giving that information out. So we're going to try to make it in a very presentable way that you can use it as a tool to make more money. In case you guys haven't those of you guys that maybe don't know me as well, it's all about making more money for my process serving company, which I'm kind of out of that now. I manage it from over the top, and I have people who work on it for me. But it's my goal in the next 5 years to sell that company and just focus on helping process servers become better at what they do. That's kind of what we do. And then I have different training programs and stuff. But to answer your question, yeah, it's essentially a work in progress. And so that's why we added the directory part of it, because I thought, how can we help them the best? Well, I know I can rank. I can rank on Google across the country with the directory. It's just going to take a lot of marketing skills, which I have, which I love to do, right? And so if I can do that and outrank everybody, all these other directories and whatnot, and you're on there and for your local county, and then if you want to pay for extra counties, you can pay for extra counties. We haven't decided what it is, but like I said, I'm gonna give everybody who's a beta tester the first year. So you'll get to see within a year if it's something that's worth it for you or not. And then after that, you can say, you know what, I've been here. I'm gonna go ahead and do my, pay for the professional.
I got one other thought before you go in terms of the directory. Here's what I question. Okay, I put my information in. I'm a process server here in the Houston area. How are you, being the person that I'm paying for the list my information, how are you marketing out to the attorneys and the paralegals so that they can see it? You can have a list high as the Empire State Building, but if doesn't nobody know about the list or know about the listing, it does none of us any good. You've made the $20 and $18, whatever you're going to charge us. How
Yeah.
are you going to market that directory or make sure people are aware that that directory is in the information that they look up?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good point. Yeah, there's multiple ways, but the first one is we're going to have multiple tools that they want to use. The first one
Okay.
is when it comes to it for attorneys is the skip tracing. Like a lot of attorneys, you would say, well, they have they have, what is it called? It's drawing a blank now. What's it called? It'll come to me in a second. They have like one of the best tools they could use, which connects with Accurate and stuff like that. But you'd be surprised how many attorneys come out of law school and they don't have any of that stuff. And
That's true.
they're gonna want to be that was like my primary client base was the new attorney who came and worked for this big shot attorney, and then they would go off on their own and they're trying to do their thing. And I would help them. I would teach them like, hey, here's how you market your law firm. Here's how I'll serve your papers for you.
Right.
Here's how we do it. And so my goal is to get people on the platform using it to skip trace and have a whole thing on the right hand side that says hire professional and have a whole list of people that are in their local market based on their profile zip code in their local market. And if they're searching a different area, like they search you do a skip trace on a person, Jackie Williams, let's say, and then all of a sudden it pops up with a Houston address. Hire a professional in the Houston area. Boom, 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 and have 3 people. And whoever has a professional account, those will be the people that show up, not the people who just have an account. They actually have to have a professional membership to show up on the directory. So that's just it can get muddy the waters a little. So I was like, do I want to make this one thing or 2 tools? But I actually think that it could work very well if it's integrated, because you can have your skip trace reports be branded to you. What we might even do is actually white label this and say, hey, if you're a professional, you can actually give this as a tool to your attorney client, and your attorney can run skip traces on your platform. How cool would that be? Where it's like, use my tool, as long as the tool is providing good data, and then you keep the relationship directly with the client. But the directory, the other thing about marketing a directory, okay, is attorneys look for a process server. They type process server in a city. That's what they type, right? They'll say process server, Houston, Texas. Let's actually run through this real quick, because I think this is really powerful for people to understand, because not just for a directory, but for your business. So if I'm an attorney, this is what I do. And I used to do this for my own business all the time until I was ranking first and just dominating the whole first page of Google in my market. This is what I would always do. I would go, you guys see the screen okay?
Mm-hmm.
I would go incognito window. Incognito window is not going to give me any, like it doesn't know it's me. So it's just going to search based on Google, right? Not anything to do with my pixels or my browser or anything, right? So if I search process server, Houston, Texas, so you're always going to have the people running ads. Okay. By the way, the people running ads are usually the ones with the huge accounts with Chase and Wells Fargo. We'll get into that another day. Or or they're using another method. But they're actually a good example too, because of what I'm talking about, they're showing up because they're sponsored. So actually, let's skip them. So you have these local servers. This is where you want to be. So does a directory help? Yeah, it can help. We're going to talk about that right here down here. But where you should be is you should be dominating this. Your company should be. I mean, I just typed in Houston, but like if you're in Houston, these are the guys getting called. These are the guys getting called the most because they're in the map pack. I've made lots of videos about that. We can talk about that more too if you want. But this person right here has done a great job of ranking locally. This is their website. This is not a sponsored ad, nothing like that. And it's right on, and I don't know these people, by the way. I don't think we built this website. So they're just doing a great job of ranking locally. They have schema. They've done a great job. So here's ABC. I guess they have some blog articles and stuff. Here's where a directory starts to help. If somebody and why would someone come down this far? The person who comes down this far is the one I met was named Donna. I've told this story a couple times, but Donna, she's the person who works for a big firm like a collection agency, and she's charged with going out and finding a server to serve their 1,000 or 5,000 jobs next year because their current server is not communicating. So she's going to go down and she's going to do a thorough research of who are the servers in Houston. She's probably even going to click right here actually, and she's going to go through the whole list of servers in Houston, call them, do her research because that's her job to make sure we vet and get the best and maybe even the cheapest. That's a part of it too, but sometimes. But here's how she's going to find you. Click on the directory. Okay. These are people in Houston that paid for NAP's listing. And it's just gosh, I don't want to beat up on them too much because I love NAPs and for many reasons I love them, but as far as technology goes, there's a lot lacking here. Not just that, but I can take all this info, and this is why so many NAPS members get spammed, because I could go through this whole list and take all this data and put it into an email blast and send it out, right? So what they need is you just need to have a phone number because they'll take your number. People call you anyway, right? And hopefully you have a phone tree. They have to click 1 or 2 or whatever to get to you. Or they just call your cell phone. If it's spam likely, you just don't answer, right? But if it's a business calling you, then you answer. And so this is what that's what a directory is meant for, is to call you. Now, if you look at some of the attorney ones, watch this. This is why it's such an underserved market. Watch, as soon as you look for Houston, Texas attorney, look, first of all, the map shows up right away. There's nobody running ads because it's too competitive, right? Probably way too expensive to run an ad there. That's crazy. There's no ads. So here you go. Right away, directory. See that? That's all it is. That's all it is. Yeah. So for process servers, the only directory we found was NAPS, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make I feel like there's a big opportunity here to help process servers rank above, make it where there's no need for a sponsored ad. As a matter of fact, I might even run ads, right? Like for the directory. If it makes sense, if I have 20 people in Houston paying $20 a month, it would make sense. It might make sense for me to just run ads for that. Let attorneys find our directory first. That way our members are getting the best coverage, I guess. So does that answer your question?
Okay. Yeah. You would in turn, I mean, I'd be a part of the directory, and you would in turn figure out the best way to market the directory. People click on it and find me and carry on.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I could honestly go on all day of different marketing methods that I would implement, but ultimately whatever gave the best ROI, return on the investment, that's what we would do. So if attorneys, for example, Clio is a huge software that attorneys use to manage their cases and complete documents. There's many of the big process serving firms and softwares are integrating with Clio. So, but what they're doing doesn't serve the process server. it serves the company. And
Right.
which is okay sometimes, right? It's okay sometimes. But what they're doing is they're saying if it's your company, then it's fine, right? So like let's say I own a company. This is something I'm talking to another developer right now. If we might make something where we can white label it and then you can actually do this. But let me explain what they do. Is they go to Clio and they say, we have the largest network of process servers across the country. Send the work to us through Clio, through your log. It's like having Serve Manager, but for attorneys. So they go in, they create their account, they fill out their paperwork, right? And they hit send to server. It'll open up some other window that says what's the market, what's the area. Oh, you need to serve these 4 defendants. Right, so it's somewhat automated. And it'll say, yeah, I want to serve those 4 defendants. Oh, not that one. They can uncheck one, right? Serve these 3 defendants, and they're all over the country. So now it'll say, well, serve this first one in Houston. It'll give them a list of servers that they already have in their system. Like I have servers. I haven't done this with Clio. I want to, because I think it's genius. The problem is now for you or me or any individual server who might be knocking on a door somewhere is you're never going to have the relationship directly with the client with that situation unless you have the software tied into their software. So that's why I was thinking like maybe what at some point what I might do is integrate directly with Clio so that different from all these other guys, this is a real directory that's integrated where they get to choose a server, the local server who's going to be truthfully, the cheapest option for them, right? Because if they hire me, 123 legal support, nationwide provider, I'm minimum $147. But if they hire the local person, there's a chance they could get them for $50 or $80. Why don't they? Because it takes more time, takes more effort, takes
Right.
more. Yeah.
Right.
So there's so
Right.
many different ways to look at it, but I think no matter what, having the data out there, having a directory of people. That's why I want to make it free for the beta testers for the first year is like, tell me how it's working for you. Are you getting jobs? What would you rather see on the profile? A couple things that we're going to have that I know some people aren't going to like and some people are going to love is the reviews. Similar to Yelp, it's got to have the ability to hold people accountable. Have you guys ever heard of, we've kind of went long here, but if anyone has any other questions, think about them, raise your hand. I want to share this one last thing with you. And then if nobody has anything, we'll cut out. But have you guys heard of the dark web? I'm sure you guys have heard of the dark web.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you imagine, how do I say this? I know we're live on YouTube. So when on the dark web, you can order things, unspeakable things, right? Some things that are speakable that you could also get on a street corner somewhere, right? Okay. So we know what we're talking about, right? So if you could do that on the web and these people maybe don't have any morals or whatever their situation is, why would they send it to you? Why wouldn't they just take your money? Think about it. Like if you ordered, you ordered something to get high with, I don't know, whatever, pick your poison on the dark web to have it mailed to you. That's how they do it. Why would they actually mail it to you? Because you're going to be a return customer, maybe. That was one thing I thought. But then this guy who was presenting this, he's a marketer. He's like, because the dark web has reviews. The dark web
Mm-hmm.
actually has stars. Like they have stars underneath, get this bag, so many ounces, whatever, and then it says like, I got my order. It was great. From anonymous, I got my order. It was great. 5 stars, this kind of stuff. I'm just like, what? The dark web has reviews. It's a human thing. It's not just like a business thing. It's a human thing that we look at those reviews to know whether we're going to get burned or not. And so anyway, that's going to be a huge part of it. I think it's essential to hold people accountable. And here's the thing. If you have one bad encounter, are you doing business on a regular basis where you're going to get 100 more reviews? Well, then one bad review is not that big a deal. And so we'll have to find a way to make sure, vet these reviews, vet them, make sure that people are, but I don't want it to be like the Better Business Bureau where you just pay them money and they just delete your reviews. I don't want it to be like that either. That's pretty much how they are. You just pay them. I paid them $100, remove the review. I'm like, That doesn't seem fair, but okay. Anyway, anybody else have anything else? Well, this was fun, guys. I know we talked a lot about reviews and stuff. Jeff, you got something?
No, I'm gonna go back through the messages.
Yeah. You saved the chat?
I did I?
I'm gonna
I
save it.
will. You said in a, oh no, that says captions. You
Okay,
said
I
something
unmuted.
about, oh, the yachts.
What's up, Jeff?
Okay, sorry. I don't know how many people left would have been my car, but I got to throw this out there. You know, some people who can't afford a NAPS listing right now, or even Serve Manager, you know, the monthly fees, Google My Business and get in an area, get listed, get verified, and then when people go to search or process server in the neighborhood, the least expensive way is you'll be listed there and get reviews on that. It makes a difference. And let me tell you, and Mike's
That's true.
proven this with me that, you know, within 10 days, I've gotten leads. Yeah, I've gotten leads that I haven't gotten from Naps and Serve Manager.
Yeah, I told you once you change
you.
your classification, like you being legal services, if your guys' Google My Business says legal services right now, you're losing a buttload of money. Like if you're not an attorney, like if you're a process server, your listing on Google My Business should say process server, not legal services. Because when someone searches process server, Google queues up the process servers, not the legal services. Somebody was saying something?
Mike, I do have a question. What do you put for when you actually like forming the LLC part? Like, what do you put? Because process server isn't a classification. What do you put for classification?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I think one time I put courier and delivery service is what I put one
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
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 I think right now it's court e-filing. What is it? Court it's something having to do
Research.
with e-filing. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
software and service. Software as a service. SaaS, I think is what it's called. Yeah. Because
Okay.
I have the e-filing company. But
Okay. Thank you.
I would do courier and delivery because courier and delivery actually fits right in too with you being able to get a huge write-off on your miles. So it's not going to look weird for a courier and delivery company to say, "Hey, we did 30,000 miles this year," you know, and for you to
Yeah.
be able to write off all of that. Yeah.
Okay. Are you having coffee in the morning tomorrow?
No. Oh wait, what's tomorrow? No, we're doing it just on Fridays now.
Now
Yeah.
Fridays, Wednesday through Thursdays. Now Fridays.
Yeah, because I find myself coming at the gym. Like I do 2 hours, almost 2 hours at the gym every morning, and then I want to shower and do everything. And by the time I get back, I'm like rushing. I got to get there at 5 a.m. to keep the same schedule. So I said, you know what, let's just do it Friday, and then we have our mighty meetups.
Are you gonna do it at 9 o'clock?
Well,
yeah. So mighty meetup Tuesday. So Friday, is it gonna be same time?
Yeah, so let me bring this up really quick. So anybody who is not sure what we're talking about, you can actually come over here to where's school at? Let me bring up school.
I know it's usually on the calendar. I didn't see any updates. I checked earlier today, or maybe it was yesterday.
Here we go. Yeah, so if you come up here to calendar, this is just for everybody who may not know. You can come over here and this is what the meeting we're in right now, right? And if actually usually it'll say live right here, but we've went past the time, right? So that's why it's not showing. Usually it'll say live. And then over here, Fridays at 11. Where are you at, Texas? You're in
Texas Central.
Yeah. So this would
So
be
it's gonna be
12
10?
your time. It'll be noon your time.
Noon on
No,
Fridays. Okay.
ahead of me. Yeah, you're ahead of me. So you'll be noon. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's not really coffee time noon, but that's when we're gonna do it. I'm trying. You know, there was a time where I always try to do it, but on your guys' schedule, but nobody has the same schedule.
Me and Jeff have been coming pretty regularly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we've had some good turnouts, I want to say. Yeah, we've had some, and we may do it again in the future, but yeah, the gym has to happen.
That makes sense.
I have to put dinner in the Dutch oven, you guys. Ooh, Dutch oven. I make a mean peach cobbler in the oven. So we're pretty hardcore on business today. Oftentimes we do just chit chat and get to know each other better, and kids walk in and dogs and whatnot. And I did this in the past, you guys, and I invited all the people who I interviewed, the millionaire process serving companies, the Mike Kearns and the Jannies and the I could go on and on. Steve Glenn from, these guys have built and sold their companies for millions of dollars. And we would meet regularly, weekly, getting to know them, getting to know how they built their business, helped me to build my company to what it is now. And so I see the value in having a mastermind of other process servers.
Mhm.
Is I wish I would have never stopped, honestly. There'd probably be hundreds of people. If we wouldn't have stopped it, there'd be hundreds of people in there. But part of the reason why is because my business wasn't what it is now, and I didn't have other companies paying me. So I was like, well, I need to go make some money. Like I either need to charge these people money or go find another way to make more money. That was a stage I was at in my life. So, but I'm at a place now where I'm enjoying it. I'd love to help people. Anything you guys need help with, the directory and all this stuff, yeah, it'll make me money at some point, but I'm dumping tens of thousands of dollars into development and eventually in marketing to I guess to deserve that. So, and I wouldn't do it if it didn't help you. So this is why beta testers are so important. They should call them alpha testers. Okay. Because you guys are so important. If it sucks, I want to know. Hey,
Yeah.
that's why I love Jackie. I love your questions because it made me think for a second. How would it? Oh yeah, that's right. You think of it from a high level, but then when you get into the weeds a little bit, you realize, yeah, there's some. I'm gonna probably have to dump some money into some ads at first. We're gonna have to get the whole process server community involved to have a free account first, so that, and then for the beta testers as the professionals, they'll have like highlighted accounts. And then, but that way there's enough servers across the country that attorneys can find them even if they don't have a professional account, if that makes sense. Because otherwise attorneys won't come back. If they come and try to find a server there and there's no servers in their market, they're probably just not going to, oh, this was a waste of time, because
Yeah.
we're always optimizing for our time. So,
What I like about the group though is just like it sometimes can I feel like it holds me accountable if I say I'm gonna do something, like even though like with me doing my name it did procrastinate, but
mhm,
talking with you guys, I mean, it gives feedback. It helps you go ahead and think things through and think things out loud sometimes, and get
mhm,
feedback from others like in a group, not just like everybody texts and everybody goes and does it online, but I think actually talking to people, even though we're not all in person, but at least being online all talking together helps go ahead
mhm.
and run our minds through things or things that we didn't realize that we might have needed or different ideas. So I mean, I appreciate Mike as much as you're able to go ahead and do and keep doing the group.
Yeah, no, and there's opportunities too. Like, I don't know how familiar you guys are, but I started a podcast back in those same days I was telling you about, Process Server Daily, and I've changed the name of it to Mighty Process Server, and just so everything matches brand wise. And I want to start interviewing servers again. I want to start interviewing folks that if you got a story to tell, or you had some, doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be like a crazy story, but like a story where you help somebody or and then eventually I want to have other servers like host it. You know what I mean? This is like Mighty Process Servers, not just Mighty Mike. I have a
Mm-hmm.
Mighty Mike show. It talks all about real estate. Mighty Process Servers needs to be process servers, interviewing process servers and just growing your business together and everybody having a good time and stuff. So Jackie's threw her phone number in there. So you can save the chat. If you're watching the replay, go join the community that I've been talking about on and off here today. It's absolutely free. Go check it out. I am building a course in there. The first one in there doing market research is already live. And the first module of the case study of 123 Legal Support is in there, where I talk about Google My Business. And then, of course, there's the 90-day challenge, which we're now calling 10K in 15 days, because didn't take 90 days. It took 15 days, a little over 2 weeks, to build a $10,000 a month process serving company that's now earning well over $30,000 a month here in Albuquerque. So you can do it. You just got to pick up that phone if you want to force it. pick up the phone, start calling attorneys. Hey, I know you got a I'm pretty sure you know, if you haven't seen it, go in there, watch the videos, because I actually do it live. And I say, I let you hear me call paralegals and tell them, and I've did it on one of the calls recently too. You just call and say, hey, I'm pretty sure you already have a process server. Assume that they're like a professional law office, right? I'm pretty sure you already have a process server, but I was wondering if I could send you over my rate sheet. I often will speak slow at that point so they make sure they understand what I'm saying. Send over my rate sheet just in case you need a backup. And as some real estate
Right.
sales,
Right.
yes, yeah,
Right.
because then they go, yeah,
Right.
of course. And now I'm in their email inbox. Have you tried that, Jackie?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I do it. I mean, I've done it face to face when we were outside in downtown a lot. That was my thing. Oh yeah, I've already got a server. That's okay, because at some point or another, your
Yeah.
server is not going to be available. And sure enough, I had a lady to
awesome.
call me. I approached her. She said, "Oh yeah, I got a server." She was standing. I said, "Okay." I got across the street to the other building. She called me. She said, "Hey Jackie, that paper is going to be waiting on you because my server was not available."
Yeah.
And she
It's how
became a
it is.
client, but now she lives out of the county, out of the country. But I've gotten a lot of clients like that.
Yeah.
That's fine because everybody has a server. Everybody but at some point or another, Christmas holiday, summertime, or you're just not available to do it. Because I really don't like doing kid meetups, so kid swaps. So therefore, and oftentimes I'm not available for kid swaps. So that's an opportunity for another server to get the business that I
There
missed
you
out
go.
on that moment.
There you go.
But it's gonna come back around. I don't worry about business not being there because it's
Yeah.
gonna come back around.
Well, you said a couple of things. One thing that I really believe to my core is that you can't run your business from a place of fear. You have to,
Right.
it sounds like you got that figured out. You have to just take action constantly. And if for some reason you don't get some of the business, that's okay too. There's enough business to go around. That's a common misconception that I had for a long time, was like, well, I'm getting like 5-10 serves a day. Surely that's all the business in this city with 200,000 people. I had no clue. I had no clue how much business there was. And it continues to do that to me. Well, we're making, 100, probably 180,000 a month, among all the areas that we're in. And, varies pretty dramatically. Sometimes it'll go down. Sometimes it'll be, twice that. And I'm thinking, surely we have all the business. And then I find out one of my competitors, has Wells Fargo that's renewing, that's looking for a new nationwide provider, So finding what works and not running your business from a place of fear is so essential. So, Jackie, I'm curious, you're in Texas, right?
Yes.
Yeah, are you going to the TPSA conference?
No.
Attendees. Come on, I want to meet you.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm
I
going.
mean, I've seen it advertised. Where's it being located? Where is it located this year?
Oh, that's true. It is over in Dallas. I think it's in Dallas.
It is in
Okay.
Dallas. I think they just went ahead and sent an email today of all the details.
Did they? Yeah,
Yep.
my partner, she's gonna set everything up, but I told her, I said, let's skip some of the other things that we normally do. Oh, we got another order. Let's skip some of the other things we do and let's go all in at TPSA. So we're giving away a monitor. I'm giving away like a whole coaching thing with me, where I'm basically gonna build somebody's whole business for them, and the online stuff, all their marketing stuff for them. And so we're giving that away, and then we're going to give away a body camera as raffles, and just have a good time. We're going to try to do a party there too. We always do the poker tournament. They always have.
Where is this at?
In Dallas.
For what?
TPSA is what I heard. I heard it's in Dallas.
It's for the Texas Process Servers Association.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Where are you at again, Babette? I thought you were there too,
Me,
right?
I'm in LJ, Georgia.
That's
like
right, Georgia.
Jasper,
Yeah.
Georgia.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thanks for
Yeah.
reminding me. Yeah, someone was raising their hand, but anyway, it looks like he's gone. I was trying to promote him to panelist. Yeah, if you want to speak, guys, you got to be a panelist. We don't do the no camera thing. Just because you get people from other countries, just not I had one time, honestly, I don't know what happened. I don't know how it happened, but I had a Zoom call and um I don't even know how to describe it. Just probably 30 people came on the call from speaking some Indian or Middle Eastern language, just spamming, just like videos coming on and they're blah, blah, blah. It was the weirdest thing. I don't know what it never happened since, but it was the strangest thing. Zua Herkman, you had a question? You gotta show your camera and unmute yourself if you want to talk.
I'll check into the TPSA and see what the dates and stuff are. Maybe I'll go up there and come back.
You know, it's a good group of folks. I've traveled, I've been to every conference in the country. I used to speak on stage about marketing and you know, that was a part of the promoting the website company when I first started it. And I got to meet those folks in Texas and probably the most fun too on this. I think it's a Saturday night deal that they have. It's like one year they had like a shootout where you had you know, they had like the Nerf gun. Like you just have fun. And then a big part of it on Saturday day and Friday is the training. They go over the training. They go over how to protect yourself. They go over new laws that are coming out. I think it's essential to show up, even if it's just for that first part, not for the fun part.
I think that's
Thank you.
All right, Babette. Thank you. We'll see you next week, hopefully, or
Bye.
even Friday. Come have coffee.
Okay.
okay.
All
All
right.
right. Zoa, how do you say your name?
Yeah, Zoa, perfect. Yeah.
Zoa, how are you doing?
You just said her name. I am good. I'm sorry. Just picked up my son. So I'm sure you've seen some of my posts. Like I'm so new into this. I tried to start my own. I tried to be a process server about 2 years ago, but people keep discouraging me. They keep saying it's a dangerous job, especially for a female. You shouldn't do it. And I started just wanting to do part-time. I've connected with a few people, and one person said he's willing to allow me to shadow him, but we haven't been able to connect for me to shadow him. So what's your suggestion? Because like I said, I don't know anything other than I went on a ride with my niece, because she has her own business in California. So I went on one ride with her, and it was not successful. The property, it was actually, there was no home or anything, there was a gate. It's gonna get to it. So what is your suggestion? And the thing is, I'm in IT full time and I'm getting burnt out and I want to do something different.
Well, I can give you lots of advice on how to market your company, how to build your business. But I want to hear what Jackie has to say about serving as a woman.
It's for, I say serving as a woman is a lot easier than a man, simply because they do not expect a woman to be doing it, especially you're of Asian descent.
Yes.
Zola. Yeah.
Yes, I am.
And I'm 5 feet tall and I have a lot of gray hair. And when I knock on their door, they are not expecting me to be serving documents. So for a woman, you're always in disguise, basically. You're rarely ever, and me being in the South, and being a little bit older, a person's going to answer the door for me, because if they look out the window, they'll think that I'm just at the wrong house, and they'll open their door and say, oh, whatever they say to me. But they're less likely to expect me to be serving documents. So your best defense is your appearance already. As far as a ride along, every day is going to be different. You said that it did not work out with your ride along because nobody was home. Well, that's just a part of the business. I've had days where I've gone out and I haven't served anybody, and I leave my door tags, and then I make the arrangements to go back. So if you're going to get into the business, you can't expect to be able to serve every single document that you have on your side seat. So all you can do is just continue to do it, connect with the other servers in your area. Because I live in Houston, fourth largest city in America. Again, I don't worry about because I've trained other people, other servers, and they've gone on to be as successful as they want to be. I don't really care about what they do with their business, or they're gonna have more business or bigger business. I don't care about that. I just continue to do what I know that I've been doing for 14 years. So get connected. If find you one server that you feel comfortable with, anytime you can pick up your phone and you can call them and ask them questions, and they don't have a problem answering them, because I don't. But you just have to, it's not not dangerous. I have yet to feel truly in danger. If you get a document that's in an area that you're not sure about, go by there in the middle of the day, like right after you pick up your son at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you say, "Oh, this neighborhood is a little sketchy." Go by there in the middle of the day and just leave a door tag. Leave a door tag, they'll call you back. That way they'll be expecting you. So that's what I've done over the years when I have to go out to rural areas in Texas or sketchy neighborhoods. But you just got to keep doing it. I do this. I've been doing this for 14 years. This is all I do. I do it full time, and I got a roof over my head and a relatively new car in my garage.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You can make good money. And if the IT thing.
All right. Yeah, the thing is, I'm just worried because I didn't want. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit. Oh, yeah, you're breaking up a little bit, but
I make good.
yeah, you're breaking up here. I think you might be in a little bad area for your signal, but you're welcome to come to these meetings. We do them every Tuesday. I know you're in the community already,
Okay.
so welcome. But yeah, love Jackie coming on here. Such great advice. The one thing that I'm sure Jackie would agree with is, just, look at your surroundings. Dogs are a big one. If there's a big giant dog that seems aggressive, probably don't go in the gate, right? Leave a tag on the gate or honk your horn to get them to come out to you, and then just be aware of your surroundings. And I always say, park your car as close as you can to wherever it is you're going to get out and knock,
Yes.
and then also having someone in the local area that you can reach out to. What state are you in? Did you say California? Oh yeah, she got a bad signal.
I think she did.
Yeah. So
I think she did say California.
If she's watching the replay, yeah, California has a great association, California Association of Legal Support Professionals. It's all about process serving, and they actually have a training program that's pretty cheap, and the trainers and the people are all top notch. They either run one of the biggest companies in the state, or they own.
Sorry.
Yeah. No worries. No worries. I was just saying, what state are you in?
I'm in Minnesota.
Minnesota. Yeah. So I have no idea about, do they even have an association there?
I don't know.
I so.
I can ask, but I don't know. I know that I don't need anything. I don't need any bond. I don't need any license certification. Just put up a sign that says I'm in business. That's what I've been told.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah.
Minnesota. I don't even know how to
Well, here in Texas, we have to be certified. We have to take a class every 2 years and get renewed. And
yeah, which is good, which is actually good for the profession, because it keeps just random Joes from entering it. New Mexico is like Minnesota, where you could start up today and build a company in 2 weeks. That's what I did. It looks like there's quite a few servers. There's one here, Legal Process Minnesota. It's got 50 reviews. Yeah, so there's people, but they're pretty far spread out, looks like.
Yes.
Which is good.
I think it's the legal process guy that I'm connected with, that I've been trying to connect with him and do shadows with him. But I work full time during the day, so then evenings I have my son, so I can't go out with him. And then by that time it's like rush hour, and so I can't really do much. And we've been trying to connect on the weekends, where I can shadow him, but that hasn't happened.
How come you can't go with your son? Kids love it.
Okay.
Kids, they love it.
I'm just saying
And
when
not
I'm
every day.
shadowing when I'm shadowing him though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean,
I just don't
and
want my
so
son
he
to
wouldn't
miss
allow you
anything.
to bring your son?
I don't
He
know. I
wouldn't
haven't
allow you to
asked
bring
him
your
that. I haven't asked him. That's a good question. I should ask him.
I mean, and even if you shadow, let's say you shadow a person, because I have people that shadow me, and I tell them, I said, first of all, if you reach out to me, I
Mhm.
want you to treat this training like you do any other training, whether it's Walmart, Wells Fargo, Shell, or whoever. So when we make
Mhm.
our arrangements, I expect you to keep them just like you would with them.
Mhm.
If you have children and you know, sure, they can sit in the back seat, they love it, because I'm always gonna stop for dinner, breakfast, lunch, whatever day, whatever time of day it is. And the kids like to ride around, but even if you get one good shadow session for 4 to 6 hours, so you can see exactly what happens out there on the street,
Okay.
then I believe that will help you.
Mhm.
Because that really is the smallest part of the business, smallest part of the profession. The larger part is sitting behind this computer and doing all the administrative stuff. Now that's
Okay.
where it can get to be a little bit hairy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if next time that you reach out to that guy in your area, just ask him, hey, and you know, and you and your son decide whatever one day you want to do it. I don't expect that you do it every single day or every single time,
Mhm.
but you know, hey son, we're gonna go with Mr. Whoever, and I'm gonna learn something new. And as long as the young man can sit in the back and just ride and watch, you shouldn't have a problem.
Okay. All right. Sounds
Bring an
good.
iPad or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
some people hear me talk on YouTube about how I didn't bring my kids and like refused to like bring my kids and some of my serves. They hear me talk about that. And I want to clarify, like, the most important thing is safety. And for me, I'm a different person when I have my kids with me. So it's less about what danger they could be in and more about me. Whereas like I'm like the biggest lovable, hey, you could punch me and I'll be like, look, let's just be friends, And then but if my babies are with me, I'm a porcupine. I'm like I will hurt somebody. Like there's not even a buffer where I would let someone come to my car. But see the difference too is I would serve places that they were growing pot and they had up in the mountains and they had guns they were carrying around, and so I was serving some very um sketchy areas, I guess,
Sketchy.
in Northern California. Yeah, so you just have to be, like I said, be aware of your surroundings and know what it is you may deal with. I had people follow me back to my car out there in the country on a regular basis, trying to throw the papers back in and all this kind of stuff. And if you take 1,000 serves, and I mean this, like I haven't done the math, but I've rough math, okay, rough math. Out of 1,000 serves, you're gonna have one person, one probably, that gives you a hard time, and it's still not like a gun in your face. A gun in your face is 1 in 10,000, and that's a doctor or somebody who just doesn't understand, and they're so prideful they feel like they can do those kinds of things, and they can't, and they think they can. So once
Okay.
once you go out and serve a few papers, I know that sounds a little intense, but 99.9% of people are going to answer the door and go, "What is this? I have a delivery
Yep.
for Zoa. Honey, you have a delivery." They come up, give them the
Right.
paper. Have a great day. Those are legal documents. Make sure you show up to court. Have a great day. That's what I would always say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So then
Yeah.
how would I know how to process all the, like you're saying, like the documentations afterwards?
This is where you need the
That's where
guy.
you get with somebody in your area.
Oh, okay. All right.
100%.
You
Yeah.
got to get with
Okay.
somebody in your area to teach you that part. The
Okay.
serving part in the street, that's the easy part, because it's
Yeah.
all around the country. It's the same. You knock on the door, ask for the person, give them the documents, and turn around and you get back in your car. Every state is a
Mhm.
little bit different when it comes to the administrative part, the
Mhm.
e-filing or not e-filing, sending it back to you. Once you have clients, you'll know what they want. I always e-file everything unless it's an out-of-state paper. But anything within the state of Texas, all 200 counties, I'll e-file it back into the courts. And that's the administrative part is the part that you would really have to have somebody to kind of hold your hand and tell you know exactly what to do with your documents when you get them back. And then when you
Okay.
get start getting documents from out of state to be served in your area, you simply would call the other person or the other server and say, hey, you know, what are the particulars for your state? Because every state is a little bit different.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, we have a Tim Brown in our group that looks like he's in Minnesota. Maybe it
That
must be a
might,
different one.
well, his name is Tim. I don't know his last name. He goes by Georgis. G-E-R. Is it Girgis?
Yeah, I see a Timothy Brown here, Central Point Investigations. There's
I
Scott.
think that's it. Yeah, not the, yeah, I think so. Cause I know that he does investigations too. So it might
Yeah,
be that
this
same person. Yeah.
yeah, Naps has a whole list of them. That's the other thing is if this guy doesn't work out, that just call everybody on the Naps list. These are all
Okay.
people
How
who
do
have
I
paid
access
for.
the snaps list?
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, you could save the chat as well. I also put that Texas, the link. Sometimes it's hard to find the details from TPSA, Jackie. I put that link there for the
Oh,
Texas.
I'm in their Facebook group, so I see it on a
Oh,
regular
okay.
basis.
Yeah, that I
And
found
get into
their.
the and the other lady, get into one of the Facebook groups. That helps just to kind of chat with and let folks know what you're doing and what area you're in, and they'll send you down.
Love it. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
great.
in several of the Facebook groups. That's how I got you, Mike. So well, that's that's how I heard about you.
Yeah, no, great stuff. I appreciate you coming. Yeah, you're always welcome to come. Usually these are only about an hour, but we went long here. It's good. I love that. Anytime you get somebody new, if we've helped you out a little bit, you know, share it in the groups. I'm so surprised when I go to like serve now these different groups where people have all these questions and they're answering and they're trying to answer from their personal experience. I'm like, get them in the group with us, because then they'll be on the call here. Their questions will get answered and everybody will be happy. Not because of me, like Jackie brought the heat today. This is the first time. Jackie, is this our first call you've been on with us?
Yes.
Yeah, Jackie brought the heat. Hopefully she comes back. Hopefully you found it valuable too, Jackie, and hopefully we see you again.
Yeah, I mean, I happen to be sitting here trying to do some IRS stuff, and my phone kept beeping saying that I was supposed to be in this meeting. So here I am.
Yeah, that's where good marketing comes in.
But yeah, don't get discouraged about it, and you're not gonna get rich overnight. And
Of course, yeah.
And if you are, you know, you're always in disguise. So that's not a concern. It's never been a concern. Not for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's
That's
absolutely
funny,
right
Jackie,
about that.
you said you're 5 feet. I'm 4'9".
Yeah, I'm 5 feet tall.
2 peas in a pod right there. That's funny. Yeah. I can't tell you how many doors I knocked on where I would knock on the door and I would hear someone inside and I'd say, hello, got a delivery. And like, you know, that was the best I could do at being non-threatening. And then I would send my office manager, Cassandra, who's like, you know, she was something like 5'9", blonde, college student, blue eyes. She'd go knock on the door and they'd answer immediately. And it's just, you know, women, you guys have the ability to just get people to, even if it's a woman, by the way, actually, I've heard from attorneys be like, yeah, just go by there again. She didn't know who you were. She was afraid to answer the door. Go back over there again. You know, I'm like, oh, really? And I go back, I'm like, am I that scary? You know, I'm 6 foot, you know, 400 pounds. I mean, I guess I'm scary. So anyways, well, thank you guys so much for coming. You guys on YouTube, subscribe and come join our community. Thank you, Jackie.
Okay.
Thank you, Zola.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Good night.
Take care.
All right.
Be
Thank
mighty.
you.